Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, of course, it doesn't really matter how the judges were scoring the fight, because ultimately Tyson Fury got a brutal knockout of Deontay Wilder in round number 11. But BT Sport, they have released the official judges scorecard. And of course, I know many of you have been sending me the scorecard over on social media. So again, thank you very much, because you never know, from time to time I will miss things. But either way, the judges scored the first 10 rounds. Of course, for those of you who don't know, you don't score round number 11 because obviously that's the knockout. So you score it up to that point. So it's the first 10 rounds. Anyway, so judge number 1, Dave Marathi, had it 95-91 in favour of Tyson Fury. So Dave Marathi was having Tyson Fury 4 rounds up going into round number 11. Judge number 2, Tim Cheatham, had it 94-92 in favour of Tyson Fury. So judge number 2 had Tyson Fury up by 2 rounds going into the 11th. And the third and final judge, Steve Weisfeld, had it 95-92 in favour of Tyson Fury. So he had Tyson Fury up by 3 rounds, or 3 points. Obviously, because of round number 4, it was a 10-7 round to Deontay Wilder, obviously because he dropped Fury twice in that round. Now, I think the judges' scorecards ain't too bad. I think the 94-92 a little close, if I'm being honest. Of course, last night when I'm watching the fight live, when Fury hits the deck for like the second time, I've done what I normally do, because obviously I get emotionally involved when Brits fight, regardless of whether or not I've got the ump of them over any other kind of reason. But whenever Joshua fights, whenever Fury fights, whenever Dillian White fights, and a few others, I will leave the room. Okay, and that's exactly what I've done. So I missed like the next 3 rounds, but of course since then I have caught up with those 3 rounds. Thankfully, there's a rewind button on the box office. So for me, I thought that that Tyson Fury was a little bit more in the lead than what judge number 2 had it by 2 rounds. For me, I'm more in line with judge number 1, who had Fury up by 4 rounds. I mean, I could probably accept the 3-round lead from Steve Weisfeld. But either way, as I said, not that it's that important what the judges were having it, but I think it's just nice to know, isn't it? That had Fury not have stopped Wilder around number 11 and maybe had it gone the distance, I think worst case scenario, well, in fact there isn't a worst case scenario, unless Deontay Wilder managed to drop Fury in any of those remaining 2 rounds, Fury was going to win the fight. Okay, Fury was ahead on the judges' scorecards. One of them may have had it a draw come the end of it if they'd awarded Wilder the last 2 rounds. But even if Wilder had won the last 2 rounds, as long as Fury didn't hit the deck, he was going to get the win, because the other 2 judges had it. There was enough of a gap for Tyson Fury to have won it on points. And that's the most important thing, is that Fury was going to get the decision no matter what. So I think that the judges done an okay job. One judge had it 4 rounds up to Fury, one judge had it 3 rounds up to Fury, and the other judge had it 2 rounds up to Fury. And that's the unfortunate thing about boxing, is that scoring fights, scoring rounds are very, very subjective. Boxing shouldn't be subjective, but it is, and it's probably forever going to be so. All right, but either way, that is the judges' scorecard from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. But ultimately, didn't really matter. Tyson Fury knocked him smooth out, didn't he? Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.
I'm really happy to be back in Newcastle. 10-0 knockout, silent assassin.
I'm not trying to be biased, but it's the best city in the country, so when it comes to the fight nights, they're probably one of the loudest and they get behind the room, so it's going to be a good loud night. Desire's there more than ever.
This is the biggest platform in boxing, and I'm meant to be world champion. I'll go all the way.
This is the future.